August is a huge planting month for me because I live in a hot climate that gets close to no frost during the winter time, so here's what I'm planting. We're starting off with wild sunflower. I'm gonna plant it directly into my garden this time instead of trying to sprout it beforehand and then put it out there. I just haven't had much luck with that, and sometimes when you sprinkle flower seeds in the yard, it's good. That's all you need to do, even if it's so hard to germinate them inside. And I'm not sure why. Flowers just tend to be like that, at least for me. Next up, I have two kinds of broccoli. I have Desico head broccoli and Romanesco broccoli. This is what the Romanesco broccoli looks like. It's just so beautiful. And that's really the reason why I got it. It definitely has a more compact feel than broccoli. The fibers, I feel like, are just closer together. It is enjoyable. I do like it, especially in like a stir fry. I'm also gonna plant a few more carrot seeds, just directly sowing, because I feel like that works out best under the kind of existing carrots that I'm gonna pull out. They provide some shade, some natural living mulch, because carrots need to be very moist while you germinate them, and they'll take a good little bit to come up, so be patient. And I have the new Kuroda variety of carrot. It's better with the heat, so out here it's necessary. Next up, I have Marketmore cucumber, and this I'm gonna try directly sowing outside. I've had success with that so far. I just haven't given it enough sun, so August is my month for cucumbers, I hope. I also have some Jericho romaine lettuce and Manoa lettuce. Now these are both naturally cultivated for heat, so they can be planted outside right now. So I'll be doing that probably under some other stuff, maybe in between my tomatoes. I have to look it up if that's actually good for them. As always, I'll be planting more red noodle bean variety, which I have growing all over the yard, and I've already planted some, and I'll continue to plant through August. Painted pony variety of beans, and they're so pretty. Let me show you one. This is what they look like. They are so beautiful. It really does look like a little painted pony. The painted pony is a bush bean, so it'll grow low to the ground and it won't require trellising like the red noodle beans, which are pole variety. I'm also gonna try planting some green tomatillos because I love salsa verde and any kind of green sauce, so that is definitely on my list, and August is a great time to plant them. I think I'm gonna keep it up with the basil and just grow kind of a basil army, because can you really have too much basil? No. Gonna be planting some more giant watermelon variety too, because as we kind of get out of the rainy season, it's especially good to do it while the temperatures are still warm enough. Here, it's pretty much warm enough to plant year-round, thank goodness, because I love watermelon. Also, some Jubilee watermelon seeds will be planted out here, and this time I think I'm going to try just leaving them on the ground and see what happens instead of trellising them, because it is hard to hold up the melon, so I'm seeing how they'll hold up growing on the ground, because if they do, that'd be so much easier. I'll be planting more jalapenos, poblanos, and cayenne peppers. They're gonna love this temperature and the sun. They like a lot of sun, a lot of compost, and if you give them enough nutrients and enough sunlight and enough room for their roots, they'll go bananas. They'll go absolutely crazy, and here you can actually grow them more like a tree. They might last through the winters. I'll be planting some butternut squash. I haven't yet successfully grown this, but I was noticing at the store that they were kind of pricey, and why not? I'll also be planting a tropical pumpkin variety called calabaza, and it's called a desert zucchini, which is very resistant to mildew, and it's good in the heat. And I love zucchini. Honestly, it's delicious, but only from the garden. I can't stand it from the store. I actually have 4 varieties of tomatoes because I can't get enough of tomatoes. So we've got Everglades cherry tomato, which is the tomato that is the most closest to the very first tomato ever grown and cultivated, and it grows like crazy, especially here in warmer climates or just in the warmer season, so August is perfect. Also have some Romas to get that Italian flavor in some of my dishes. Sun Gold cherry tomatoes, which have been a big hit here. And a new one called Amish Paste Tomato. And they just have such a cute shape. It just looks like you want to eat it. So I'll be trying that out in my garden this year. I just bought them. Also going to be planting some mint, but not in the garden. People have warned me strongly against that all across the internet. That you want to put in a pot and really try not to let the roots go through the pot, because it will spread through the roots and go like crazy, like crabgrass. I'm also going to be planting some bouquet dill. Now, bouquet dill is more so for the people who want to attract ladybugs because it flowers early, so it also seeds early, so you get less of the actual dill part that you eat. Then if you planted something like mammoth dill, which is giant and takes a long time to flower, but I want ladybugs in my garden and dragonflies, and they all love dill. So the last one on the list is parade bunching onions. Parades are cool because they have more of the white part. Now, some people like the white part and some people like the green part, so you gotta tell me which one you are, because I can't stand the green part. I only like the white part. I'd even toss the green part out into my compost sometimes. I can't stand it for some reason. But what do you use? And the thing about onions, you can plant bunching onions in the warmer seasons, in the warmer months, maybe not direct summer. You might be able to get away with it. Let's see what happens. But in the warmer months, in the August months leading into fall, it's perfect. And then in the winter months, at least in a hot climate, that's when you can plant the regular big bulb onions that you think of. I am taking about 2 teaspoons of neem oil, 100% neem oil, and I mix it with a few drops of Castile soap. I use the Dr. Bronner's, a few as in maybe 10. And then you mix that together in a bottle, and then you add water to it, and you've got yourself a neem drench. So a lot of my plants, especially my strawberries, have been struggling from June bug larvae. They eat the root system and completely decimate the plants, and I've just fallen behind on my pest care. So I'm gonna pick it back up again this August, and it's almost the end of July now when I'm filming this. And so let's just do this. Let's do some garden care. You really want to mix up the mixture before you put the water in, because it'll just work a lot better. And this will also help because the roots of the plant take it in. So you want to do this in moderation, because a lot of people complain that it makes mold grow, and that is likely because the oil traps water in, because they probably used a bit too much, or the soil they have really stays moist a lot. So you really want to use it in moderation, especially if your soil stays moist for a long time. Mine really doesn't, but I still use it in moderation. But if you consistently use neem oil, the plants will take it into their root systems and all throughout and use it against pests. So it really helps against bean borers, squash borers, any kind of moths that lay eggs. I mean, it helps against all the bad bugs that we all don't like to see in our garden. And it's natural. Something else I'm going to be doing starting in August is putting down diatomaceous earth, which is also natural. It's an algae, and it is got like microscopic razor blades basically that cut up bad bugs. So I'm going to be applying that to the soil, and you can apply it lightly to the plants, but be careful not to breathe it in. There's not solid consensus on that, I don't think, because some people even eat it. See, I bought food grade diatomaceous earth, which is what you should do if you're putting it on your plants too, but you know, be careful, don't breathe it in. Something else that can help specifically against caterpillars is bee tea. Now this is also natural. Butter, I swear. What are you doing? What are you doing? Now I haven't tried it yet, but I would like to. Something else I'm doing for these strawberries and just all the plants in general is applying some mycorrhiza inoculate to it, which is like mushroom systems. So it will help spread the moisture and spread the nutrients. The fungus systems kind of speak to the plants, and so they can be mutually beneficial. I am also completely moving away from fertilizers and moving into compost, worm castings, blood meal, fish fertilizer, or I guess that is a fertilizer, but like fish juice, like just fish, you know what I mean? So also seaweed. I live by the beach and I discovered you can bury seaweed in your yard, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's genius, because my yard is mostly sand. Seaweed and sand, I mean, that's a compost match made in heaven right there. Because I noticed I have this rogue pile of beans back here somewhere, and it just grows crazy, and I barely water it. We do nothing to it, and it's because it's accidentally growing out of the compost. So I think we need to put tons and tons and tons of compost everywhere very consistently until our little food forest is built up years and years and years and years down the line. My dad, who gardens a ton and whose plants look absolutely unbelievable, says you should apply neem every 2 weeks. Same with the diatomaceous earth. You can do that with like kelp extract. We have Super Thrive. That's a great one, especially for transplants, because it's also got B vitamins in it, which really helps it all. And now I'm just rambling, so I'm gonna say goodbye to you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.